So let's end the first half of the year not with a bang, but a whimper. Or maybe a couple of bangs and a few whimpers. This is my monthly rant for end of month June, beginning of July. So we had simultaneously two significant cybersecurity events hit this world, ending up with June. First was a vulnerability that was discovered and so far is unpatched on Windows servers running the role of domain controller. And oddly enough, the vulnerability is through the printer, the print spooler. And it can essentially be hacked or taken over by bad guys to allow them to have access to do more nefarious things. There are currently ways to prevent the bad guys from doing that, but it's kind of a make work. We've gone ahead and we've automatically patched all of our client servers to have that protection in place. We do expect Microsoft to have a proper patch within the next week or two. Go down to the comments below for a link on that one. The second is actually a lot more severe, but it doesn't affect any of our clients. And that was we use managed service providers just like everybody else. We use tools and we have partners who provide the tools and all that. And one of the major partners in the industry is Kaseya. Well, recently some of their primary products were significantly hacked in what's being described today as a zero-day attack. And it's in the news and you probably heard about it. Well, here's the problem, is that as a managed service provider, our clients trust us and so give us keys to their kingdom. Well, we need to use the tools, so we trust organizations like Kaseya, and we'll get to that trust in a moment, to basically be equally secure. So what happens is there's basically what's called a supply chain attack. The bad guys got into Kaseya, and therefore were able to get into, and this is simplifying it. Through Kaseya, they were able to then get into the managed service providers and were then able to get into the managed service provider clients. And so what ended up happening was literally hundreds of clients ended up with wholesale encryption and all of that kind of fun stuff. And as of today, Tuesday, the bad guys are holding out for $70 million in ransom. And I want to be real clear here that we were not affected. We do use some Kaseya tools, but none of the tools that were compromised here. And yes, we're sure. And what ended up happening is that everybody jumps on Kaseya and say, oh, you guys are horrible, this, that, or the other thing. And okay, there's got to be some truth to that because a vulnerability was taken advantage of. But here's the catch. Every technology, every product, every company, every MSP has vulnerabilities, has layers of vulnerabilities. The question is, are there enough cross-checks? Are there enough product A watching product B and vice versa so that the vulnerabilities are minimized? And boy, there's going to be a lot of work done taking a look at the whole Kaseya situation. It's already started. The Kaseya bashing, I think, is way over the top. And yes, we are taking a look at the products that we use. And quite honestly, we were last week too. And we will continue to. And we will use product A to monitor and manage how well and how safe product B is and vice versa. We feel that's in some ways a less efficient method. And I can tell you right now, it's more costly, but we also think it's more effective in the long run. That said, and I said this before, you've got two significant vulnerabilities discovered simultaneously. Kaseya, which was a very, very aggressive one. The Windows server, which is a less aggressive one, but it's there. And the bottom line is the bad guys have a business model that they make a lot of money out of. And until this business model is disrupted, we're all just playing defense. And I like what I heard as far as the FBI going in and hacking the bad guys. I like the fact that that happened. I also sadly like the fact that people are getting more resistant to paying the ransom. That's where we start getting into the business model and disruption there. So, all right, enough of the current events. A couple of things that have happened. One is Simplex-IT was awarded, recognized, whatever, for I think the fifth or sixth time by Channel Future's MSP 501, which is they recognize the top 501 MSPs in the world. We've been lucky enough, fortunate enough, whatever you want to call it, to be on that list several times. I think six times, and the list has modified somewhat over the years. So, but this is probably, in my opinion, the top vendor neutral recognition in our industry. And last couple of years actually, we've won, or we've been recognized, and people have said, well, where are you on the listing? And I've said, oh, well, if it was the MSP 401, we'd be complaining of how it was rigged. So we were always in the 400s or so. This year, however, or last year, we were number 455. And honestly, I didn't think we were going to make it this year. We had a great year, but so did a lot of other MSPs. But this year, we actually made it to 346. So we went up almost 100 points or 100 notches, whatever you want to call it. So terrific job by everybody here at Simplex-IT. 2020 was a difficult year for everyone. We still set some records, but we did so, I think, by being cooperative and working with our clients. But we had our best year ever. And so far, 2021 seems to be on track to be our best year ever again. So congrats to all the Simplex-IT employees, and thanks for all your hard work. And to our partners. Without companies like Datto, Sophos, all the rest of the pups, it would be tough. So couldn't have done it without you guys. So are we going to be doing anything event-wise? Yes, we are. We have got 5 events over the next 2 months. That's right, 5. So first of all, we've got on Thursday, July 22nd from 1 to 2 p.m., Matt Lee and myself. Matt is this great cybersecurity guy. I hope he doesn't see this. Over at Iconic IT, and he and I, it's always interesting to see conversations where he and I get together. And we're actually going to do a conversation. We're going to put our black hats on. We're going to be bad guys, and we're going to talk about how to make money, how to use cybercrime as a revenue generating tool. Because I think that the industry, we way over discuss that publicly about how easy it is for bad guys to make money and how tremendously powerful this business model is. So July 22nd, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, free webinar. This should be good. I will also say you're not invited, but we have a party going on August 1st. Simplex-IT, we're just getting together. Thanks to our service director, Jeff, for putting this together. And yes, there might be fishing involved. Yay. And we are going to get back to responsible in-person events. And we're going to start with Wednesday, August 11th. This is tentative, 5 to 7 p.m. We're going to have what we've done every August until last year, where we had to take off a year. We're going to have our social event, and this is for clients, this is for employees, this is for the public, this is for anybody who wants to show up. We always do something to have a good time, and I think we know what we're doing, but we need to nail it down yet. So stay tuned to both our blogs, our posts, our emails, all that. We'll let you know what's going on. Then, Thursday, August 19th from 1 to 2, we've got another webinar. And this one's going to talk about IT and cybersecurity requirements. We're going to talk about PSI. We're going to talk about HIPAA. We're going to talk about CMMC. We're going to talk about NIST. But we're not going to talk about them from a here's what you must do. We're going to talk about it from an organizational standpoint. When do these matter to you? And we're not going to go dig deep into them because we just don't have time. But we want organizations to have a feel for what their cybersecurity requirements are either today or are going to be, or some guidelines if an organization just wants to become more secure. And then finally, on August 25th, from 9 to 11, yes, we're bringing our breakfast events back. And our first one, we're going to be taking a look at Windows 11. Now, for those of you who have been part of the Simplex-IT newsletter, whatever, for years, you know we used to do a monthly lunch and hour, and we did a couple of breakfasts, but we would always do early reviews of Microsoft products, Windows, Office, where we would show you warts and all. This is why this is good. This is why it's not good. Here's some of the questions. Here's what you're going to do. This is no exception. We're going to be doing the same thing to talk about the next version of Windows, Windows 11. This will be particularly aimed at people who are interested in what this means for their organization. So if you're the internal IT person, or if you are the manager and are thinking in terms of buying new hardware, new computers, upgrading whatever, this will be a great opportunity because it will not be a sales pitch because we don't do that. But again, Wednesday, August 25th from 9 to 11 here at our Simplex-IT office. We've got a very, very large room with lots of space, and we would love to see you there for that. And that's pretty much, I mean, there's some personnel stuff going on. We're hoping to have a new face joining, yeah, because this one's not new, joining us by the end of August, or end of July, early mid-August. Also, just to let you know, we just posted yesterday, Monday, our 1 year anniversary for LinkedIn videos. So if you've been missing out, connect with me on LinkedIn. We'll put the link in the comments. Because this is every business day we're posting videos. Some of them are useful, some of them not so much. But we're going to be talking about the printer issues that are going on, the Kaseya. We'll talk about the MSP 501. We're talking about cybersecurity requirements, about all of those kind of things we do in roughly 2-3 minute videos. So connect with me on LinkedIn, give me some comments, share, and let's work together. Have fun.